Welcome to Dan the Road Trip Guy. I'm your host, Dan, and each week we'll embark on a new adventure, discovering memory and life lessons of our incredible guests. From everyday travelers to thrill seekers and everyone in between, this podcast is your front row seat to inspiring stories of passion, resilience, and the pursuit of happiness. So buckle up and enjoy the ride. You know the saying, better late than never. Well, that's what this episode is. Last Sunday was Mother's Day. I fully intended to post this last Sunday, but things got in the way. Better late than never. Here's my Mother's Day episode. Last Sunday, I couldn't help but think about my own mother and the impact she had on my life. My mother-in-law had a huge impact also. Both wonderful women. Also thought about the mother of my own children, Linda, and what a great mom she is. If you followed along on my personal episodes, you know that in 2023, my daughter Lauren gave me the gift of Storyworth. She basically presented me with 53 questions to answer over the course of a year. One of those questions was, what was your mom like when you were a child? In honor of Mother's Day, I thought I would share about my mother. And here's the story. At times, I've described her as protective, but the more accurate word is overprotective. That was her way of expressing love. Married to an over-the-road truck driver, she spent most of the week at home, raising her two boys on her own. I often wonder if being, in a sense, a single mom during the week made her even more protective. Regardless, she handled everything, week after week, with unwavering dedication. I remember riding with her in my Jeep, a stick shift, and being amazed when she could effortlessly shift gears. Surprised, I asked, how did you learn to drive a manual transmission? Without hesitation, she replied, I drove a Jeep in my younger days. She was a country girl at heart, never drawn to the city life. Incredibly smart. She had the kind of analytical mind that could have made her an excellent computer programmer or maybe an accountant. She was always thinking logically, approaching life with a practical and sharp intelligence. She was relentless in her work ethic. Never one to sit idle when there was a job to be done. After a full day at the store, she would bring work home. It could be stamping food stamps. In those days, they were paper, and they had to be stamped with the paid stamp, or typing up statements on the typewriter. Her philosophy was simple. If you're being paid, there's always something worth doing. And she meant it. If I hadn't swept up the store porch and straightened the pop bottles the night before, I knew I'd be up early to finish the task before the doors opened at 7:30. She instilled a deep sense of responsibility. Work wasn't just a duty, it was a reflection of character. She instilled in me the importance of giving back, often by volunteering me for certain jobs, like cutting grass at the cemetery, or for a kind woman named Mrs. Ross. I remember her telling me, now don't accept Mrs. Ross's money. I tried my best to slip away unnoticed after finishing the work. More often than not, Mrs. Ross would catch me before I could make my escape. Mom had no patience for con artists. I remember a trip to Atlanta. My brother had left home by then, and we were meeting Dad there. We stopped at a service station for gas, back when attendants still checked the oil and under the hood for problems. One tried to convince Mom there was a problem with the fan belt. Without hesitation, she told him, we're meeting my husband just down the road. Once we were back in the car, she said, did you see him banging his watch band on the metal frame? She had spotted his trick instantly, trying to make it seem like there was something wrong. She wasn't fooled for a second and had no intention of playing into his scam. One of the things my mom was known for, and that she absolutely loved, was gift giving. I could rarely leave her home without a $20 bill tucked into my pocket, even as an adult, a small token of her generosity. She was famous for her cash gifts to us at Christmas, always making sure someone had some cash to take along with them so that they could buy something that they desired. Looking back as an adult, I wonder if those gifts may not have always fit comfortably into her budget, but that never stopped her. Giving was simply a part of who she was and a way of showing love and making sure others felt cared for. She had no patience for people who put on a show, whether it was bragging about their wealth or flaunting their knowledge. She valued authenticity, and you always knew where you stood with her. She never hesitated to speak her mind, holding nothing back when it came to honesty. She was an incredible cook, and even after all these years, I can still taste her meals as if they were made yesterday. She worked her magic in a tiny eat-in kitchen, and looking back, I'm still amazed at how she managed it all. Sunday dinners were a tradition we eagerly anticipated. She'd wake up early, start the meal before church, and finish it up once we got home. By 1 o'clock, dinner was ready. Always plentiful, always delicious, and she always made enough to welcome any unexpected guest who happened to stop by. Not a single day passes without thoughts of her crossing my mind. I find myself wishing I could ask her just a few more questions, hear her wisdom one more time, and soak in the guidance she always seemed to have for us. If your mother's still alive, I hope you'll reach out to her. I hope you'll give her a hug if she's close by. I miss mine every day, and I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you for tuning in to Dan the Road Trip Guy. I hope you enjoyed our journey today and the stories that were shared. If you have any thoughts or questions or stories of your own, I'd love to hear from you. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. Don't forget to share this podcast with your friends and family and help us to spread the joy of road trips and great conversations. Until next time, keep driving, keep exploring, and keep having those amazing conversations. Safe travels. And remember, you can find me on the internet at dantheroadtripguy.com.